In today's session, we are going to continue the discussion of mathematical modeling. In the previous session, hope you remember, we have seen what is a model in general, how many classifications are there, physical modeling, then schematics, some examples also we have seen. What is the requirement? What are the objectives of mathematical modeling? After generally studying, to be in specific, what are the objectives of mathematical modeling, and then why modeling is required. And I had even given you the example of this COVID-19 pandemic, how the graphs, you can see it in news channels, how they are showing, how they are predicting how when the second wave will get flattened, when the third wave is going to hit probably. All these predictions are based on the mathematical modeling itself. Let us continue the discussion today. A physical system is a collection of objects connected together to serve an objective. So you know what is a control system. So likewise, what is a physical system? I have defined. It is a collection of some objects which are connected together. So any system, definitely interconnection of components will be there. Example for physical system, any example you can take, governing mechanism of a steam turbine. One example, mechanical related, okay? Because control system, moreover, mechanical things are more in that. And one more example you can take, communications satellite orbiting the earth. So even that can be one of the example of a physical system. So you can take any example. What all control systems we have, examples we have studied in the introductory part, you can take any of those systems also. Okay. For a physical system, once a physical model is obtained, the very next step is to get the mathematical model. So we are here now. So physical system, physical model will be there. Okay, the sketches and everything. Before going for actual design, we will go for the physical model, and then the analysis part will come, wherein we go for mathematical model. Okay, which is the mathematical representation of a physical model by using the appropriate physical laws. Remember here, moreover, when it comes to some of the systems which you will be studying in future in the next concepts, mostly you will be using for electrical systems Kirchhoff's laws, and for mechanical systems you will be using uh, Newton's second law. Okay, so hope you know what is Newton's second law. F is equal to ma, mass into acceleration. So please go through it. What is Newton's second law? Depending upon the choice of the variables and the coordinate system, so a given physical model, it may lead to different mathematical models. Okay, for example, as I said, if you have a circuit theory, okay, if you have a network with you which has got some resistors, capacitors, inductors interconnected together, you can model such network as the set of nodal equations. You know, you have studied network theory already. You know what is a nodal equation, what is a mesh equation. So nodal equations by means of Kirchhoff's current law. Or we can even model this network by means of a set of mesh equations using Kirchhoff's voltage law. So this is one of the method how a network can be modeled. In case of control system, if you take any example of any nuclear plant or any example which we have already studied earlier, some examples we have seen, okay, they may be modeled as a scalar differential equations. Okay, describing the system, because whenever some parameters change, okay, in a system, so obviously we need to go for differential equations. So we make use of this mathematical concept, differential equation concept, in order to model the control system. Mathematical models of most of the physical systems, they are characterized by the differential equations, as I told you. Okay, for control systems we go for differential equations. A mathematical model is linear. We have already seen in the classification of control system. What do you mean by a linear and non-linear system? A system is said to be linear if it obeys law of superposition. Okay, sum of inputs is equal to sum of outputs. Okay, you're going to study this linearity property even in case of signals and systems as well. If the differential equation describing it, you know how a differential equation is written. For example, let me write it like this. D square x by dt square, some or y by x you can take, plus 5 d by dt of x plus 4 is equal to something. So you know this is one example of a differential equation. So if you have the differential equation which describes a mathematical model, if it has got the coefficients, okay, if it has got the coefficients which are either functions of independent variable, see, you have got, if you take this example, you have got two terms here. One is time t is involved, and 5 is also involved. Okay, you have already started the subject of signals and system. You tell me, uh, you have a signal like this, uh, okay, 0 1 and say a, some amplitude a. Now tell me which one is dependent variable and which is independent variable. Taking the example of your signals and system, you have already studied. I think already the introductory part is over. So in that, tell me which is dependent and which is independent. You can put it in the chat box, or you can even unmute and answer quickly. I don't want to waste the time. So out of, in this signal, time is independent, okay, but however amplitude depends upon the time. So what do you mean by this? If the differential equation which describes a system or a mathematical model, if it has coefficients, just now I had written d square x by dt square, wherein time t is the independent variable, okay, I had written something like this, d by dt of x and plus so on, so on, okay. Out of these, in this term, we have two terms here. This is your independent term, okay, wherein time is the independent variable, where phi is some constant. So here there are two things to depict. If the differential equation which describes the system, it has got which are either the functions of only independent variable, see, only independent variable, or are constants, some numbers, or a naught, b naught, some numbers, okay. So there may be two possibilities. So if the differential equation contains only this parameter, wherein the functions of only independent variable, we call such mathematical model as a linear time varying model, okay, because it time dependent, t will vary, okay, time is independent factor, it will vary. However, if it has got simply this constant terms, like this I had written, plus 4 is equal to, okay, so this is the term which is constant term. So if it involves, the differential equation involves only such kind of things, then the model is said to be linear time invariant model, okay. This is just for your knowledge, I'm telling you. The differential equations, what all we get or what all we have, we can reshape them, we can modify them into different forms for the convenience for the analysis, okay, by making use of either the transfer function representation or vector matrix representation, out of which for your study, if you see your second module, this is already prescribed, okay. Transfer function representation, which is our next concept of study. Now, some of the tools are there available, like Fourier transform and Laplace transform. These are available in order to analyze the linear systems for mathematical modeling. Unfortunately, in practice, no physical system in nature is perfectly linear. Okay, obviously changes होते हैं. If I tell you temperature of Bijapur city, whether it is linear, no, you can't predict it, because it is not at all increasing linearly or decreasing linearly. Very abrupt changes. So in nature, you cannot predict some of the most of the systems. They are not perfectly linear. Hence, in mathematical modeling, sometimes certain assumptions must always have to be made to get the linear model. Okay, this is about the theoretical concept which I had to cover, so I did it. Now, I have a table here. I think you have already studied about this table. It is the Laplace transformation table. This is Laplace transformation table. You have already studied this probably in mathematics, and even in while dealing with the network theory, you might have seen this. So some of the signals and the transformations I have written. Hope you know that whatever signals they are in the time domain. Okay, and the transformation what we do, it will be in the frequency domain. So whenever signal is represented, we use a small letters, and their transforms are always used with the capital letters. Even if you take the case of Z transform, wherever you take the transformed frequency domain signal, you use capital letters. List, you can go through this list. I'll be sharing this in your groups. It is very important for your further concept study. You should be knowing about this. If a signal is x of t, it's a transform is capital X of s. And if you have unit step signal, I think you have studied it in signals. Unit step amplitude is 1, hence it is 1 by s. And if it's a constant, k by s, k into 1. Okay? T is 1 by s square. Like that, I have listed some of the transforms. For our study, mostly we use this. Okay? Because differential equations will come into picture for mathematical modeling. Okay, I'll be sharing that table. Now the concept comes. Actually, if you take your syllabus, transfer function is in your second module. Let me just check out. Just a second.
अच्छा एक मैं ऐसा करता ना कहाँ से कुछ होता क्या वो क्या आप बोलते हैं बोलो तो नहीं सर मैं कहाँ तक मैं बागो बोलो जरा नीचे रख लो ऐसा कुछ जा गांडिया चित्तर हाँ चित्तर चित्तर झूठ डालना हमने भी चित्तर ही बोली
Sorry.